So we have terminated the concession and we're not going back. There's no more room for negotiation.
The loss of the concession by Rift Valley Railways to manage the railway business is indeed business gone bad, but it gets worse or better depending on how you view it with the users of the railway. Take roofings for example, makers of roofing materials. Unless the new managers, Uganda Railways Corporation, move quickly to restore operations, the cost of doing business will rise for importers, mostly manufacturers.
When we transport by rail, we can load our coils up to 25 tons per coil. Now, that makes it a little bit economical for us because as we process the coil, you're processing a huge quantity in one go, a bulk quantity in one go. But when we're using trucks, because of the axle limit, we can be able to load up to about 15 tons of coil. So that adds on our production cost.
This temporary logistical hitch may just be part of the problem, but manufacturers are optimistic that they have the capacity to sustain the demand for materials needed for huge infrastructure projects either way as the standard gauge railway comes forth.
So from our side, we have catered for this growing need and we are actually ready to supply the infrastructural projects. And that is being evidenced with the supplies to the dams, to the Nile Bridge in Jinja. Actually, we have supplied about 70% of the steel for the new Nile Bridge in Jinja. And if you see the bridge now, it's almost completed, and it gives such a good feeling that Ugandan companies can actually grow, employ people, and pay tax revenues.
And our plea is to see that we see a downward trend in the price of fuel. It's quite significant because all our logistics depend on fuel. And if you look at some of our products in manufacturing, across, let me say, most of the manufacturing in this country is for consumer goods.
And as Uganda Railways awaits huge capitalization to bring back to life its railway lines, the business sector will be looking on anxiously for an eventual reduction in their daily expenditure.